told him after the game, I said, in 23 years of watching you play in the NBA and the 3 years I watched you play in high school, I never saw you make a full-out extension dive like that. And he said, you're right, I've never done that. It's awesome. I know he'll feel that. He'll feel that tomorrow. But that's a winning play. And
Johnson, three-pointer. Won't go. Long rebound. James dives on the floor. Murray dives on him. And a held ball. Great hustle from both players. A 41-year-old diving on the floor. And now he'll jump up against Murray, clearly shaking up a little.
That floor just gets a little bit harder, but you got to give so much love and respect. That's how you win games. First.
It doesn't change over here. We hope your day is going terrible. So, I'm sure you all have heard about this. We got an interesting video for you today. LeBron James, one of LeBron James' second father, the one who has spanked the Miami Heat in 2011, or at least one of the players, because the key is, can he stop Jason Terry? Jason Terry did an interview with the Bleacher Report, which is very interesting because I'm pretty sure the Bleacher Report is a part of the 4 and 6 Kingdom, as an organization who loves to cap LeBron. But nonetheless, they had on Jason Terry to talk about the playoff runs of 2011 for the Dallas Mavericks, which is definitely one of the greatest playoff runs I think that the game has seen. A matter of fact, probably doesn't get talked about enough for various reasons. But so he talked about playing against Miami and the things that we can gather from what he was saying. I think the theme for me would be is that LeBron James is a front runner. He's locked in that moment. I think it was like 5 minutes left. Here they go again. They're celebrating. I'm watching Dwyane throw his punches at Bron. And they celebrating all in front of their bench, and I'm looking like, look man, first of all, nobody likes to show off, second of all, they're not taking this from us in this. LeBron James is a front-running king, and that is why he only has 4 rings, that is why he's the turnover king, that is why he has 6 finals losses. I had explained so many things about LeBron James was that he is a front-runner. And so Jason Terry is talking about Game 2 of the finals. He says Dallas Mavericks are down and he's watching LeBron James and Dwight celebrate. They're throwing punches at each other. And Terry was like, we had to lock in, and once we locked in, they were able to come back and win the game and tie the series up 1-1. But again, this theme of the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 Kingdom being a front-running, so this is the theme of LeBron James' life. That's a sign of a good man. If you can talk, __. When it's even, score, or talk, __. When you're behind, score. When you're ahead, it's easy to talk. When LeBron James left Cleveland and decided to go to Miami to form this super team with Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh. And let's not forget that recently Carmelo Anthony came out and said that they were trying to recruit him too. So instead of a big 3, this would have been a big 4, my people. We all was at the top of the game, right? And just say, __. All of that and come together like that's, nobody was thinking about that. So when they did it, it just made everybody like, oh, Melo, you could have been the 4, the 1 now. And let's just keep it a buck. Imagine me at 23 years old, 24 years old being the 4th option on Carmelo Anthony. He was like, I'm not going to be the 4th option on the team. But when LeBron James left Cleveland to go to Miami and he went through with all the theatrics, he went through with all the seemed like they were celebrating before they had even played a game, my people. When LeBron James went through and got on stage and said not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, that was driven by a front-running mentality. And again, for people who want to say, oh man, LeBron James, he was just playing, he was up there talking stuff, because Wade actually tried to say that. Wade actually tried to say, hey man, we was up there just all talking and whatever. What did you think when you heard LeBron say not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7? Yeah, I didn't take it seriously. Anybody out there who took that serious, like, come on guys. Like we having a parade, right? We get fans. That's a media. You got the fans hype. The fans hype. We in there with our fans. You don't know. Like we in there talking. Not 1, not what I mean? We jacking. We doing we do. We in the crib with our homies. You know how you put a little sauce on your store? Yeah. You add a little bit to it. You add a little something to, that's what he did. He had LeBron James on stage, said he really means it. And for those who need a reminder, LeBron James fanboys, may I enter into evidence clip number 1? Not 1 championship. LeBron, tell us about that. Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. Hey, and when I say that, I really believe it. I'm not just up here blowing smoke at none of these fans. Because that's not what I'm about. Matter of fact, LeBron James says, I'm not up here blowing smoke at none of these fans because that's not what I'm about. LeBron James said, "Hey, I'm not up here just telling you guys something that sounds good because that is not me." Even though years later we would come to know that that is exactly who LeBron James is. LeBron James is only the kind of person who would be blowing smoke and saying what he thinks sounds good. But anyway, that whole not one, not two, that comes from a front-running mentality. That comes from someone who thinks that they put together the formula. It's a hey, I got Dwyane and Chris Bosh. There's no way I can lose. There's no way I can lose. Again, it's very similar to I believe it's the 2021-22 season when LeBron James put together another super team that everybody tries to dismiss it and say, oh, all the players were old. But he put together the super team with Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook and Rondo and Dwight Howard and Carmelo Anthony. Everybody tries to say they were old, but remember what LeBron James tweeted. LeBron James says, keep that same energy. Why did he say that? LeBron James fanboys, please drop it in the comments. We would love to know. Why do you think your king was saying keep that same energy even though you guys now want to try to say, oh, that team was everybody was past their prime. But obviously LeBron James did not think so. LeBron James fanboys. He said that because once again he thought he put together a super duper team that couldn't lose. When your head is easy, Tom, and he was celebrating already. And so now we go back to the Miami Heat and what Jason Terry was saying. He said game 2, hey, him and Dwight, they're up on this. Him and Dwyane Wade are throwing punches at each other and celebrating on the bench, and the Dallas Mavericks ended up coming back because the Duck has a front-running mentality. Again, this is another example of why the Duck could never beat a GOAT. Goats don't have front-running mentalities. Goats don't have front-running mentalities. Matter of fact, Michael Jordan said, a good man is a man who can talk trash when it's 0-0. When you're ahead, it's easy to talk. He says it's easy to talk trash when you're ahead. If you can talk trash when it's 0-0 or you're behind, that's a good man. It's easy to talk when you're ahead because Michael Jordan doesn't have a front-running mentality. Michael Jordan has I'm the best at all times mentality because I play hard at all times mentality. He ain't lying. That's why when they asked Michael Jordan when Chicago Bulls broke the initially gained the best regular season record for an NBA team with the 72-10, and they asked Michael Jordan about it, Michael Jordan pretty much said, hey, that's cool, but that's something I'm not going to have time to think about until after we get this championship. I think after the time's over with and after we win a championship and have time to look back, 70 games is going to mean a lot, but right now it's just one of those goals and those achievements in the course of a year that we must pay praise to and be very happy that we have achieved it, but we must still stay focused to try to win a championship. In other words, what are we celebrating 72-10 for right now? That's not the goal. I'm not a front runner. I'm not going to start jumping up and down and assuming just because we got the best regular season record that the championship is a foregone conclusion. No, that means we got to keep our foot on the gas. We got to keep our head on the game, and we can't be thinking about this 72-10 because it means nothing if we don't get the championship. Kobe Bryant in 2009 finals against the Orlando Magic. After game 2, the reporter asked him why doesn't he look happy? Kobe said, job's not done. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or still to be happy about? You're up too old. Job's not finished. Job finished. I don't think so. What am I going to look happy for? The job is not done. He asked the reporter, hey, is the job done? Because Kobe doesn't have a front-running mentality. Kobe Bryant understands that the game is not over until the game is over. And that's how you lose, by thinking that you are something that you are not. But I got a theory on this front-running mentality though. I think in general